Every year we would go on these summer retreats. A bunch of other churches in the Midwest would all meet together for a weekend in the summer. It was just a very spiritual time. Leaders invest in us for that weekend. And I remember they would always have, kind of like an altar calls, like raise your hand if you want to be saved and become a Christian. And I remember doing that like 3 years in a row. Or maybe I was a Christian, but like it didn't feel like I changed that much. One of the counselors was like the same. He recognized me and remembered me from doing that over and over again. He kind of explained that it's not necessarily that you suddenly become a totally different person and that you're like going to do things perfectly, but it's about, trusting in what Jesus is doing in your life and how he has saved you and just really believing in that. And so I think that, that kind of really shifted my perspective on what it meant to be a Christian. My name is Andrew. I grew up in Indiana, and all through college, I was in Indiana for the most part. After college, I was working in central Illinois. So it was a very rural area with not a lot around. I didn't really know that many people when I moved to LA. That first year was pretty difficult. I wanted to get plugged into the community that would help me to maintain my faith, and I found PCC and joined a community group and started serving there and kind of really dove into trying to build a community. And they were incredibly welcoming and helpful, and I'm more of an introvert. I'd rather stay by myself. Thinking about how people have welcomed me in the church and kind of helped me grow kind of made me think about how I could do that for others. So getting involved in church was a way to do that, because it was a way to kind of force myself into situations where I would have to rely on God. Found out about Orchard because I was attending the evening service at Pacific Crossroads, and found out that service was going to have to end, and then the option was presented to us to kind of launch our own church. What I would say to the younger Andrew, I don't know. I guess I would say that, sometimes you end up in a place where you're like, why did I make these certain decisions and how did I end up here? That's not the end of your story. There's always a little bit more. But looking back, you'll be able to see how much God has been guiding you.
My name is Andrew, and I'm a member of Orchard Church.